Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Indah Hartono Putri, and my ID number is T2019 61 and 77, and I come from English Education Department 4. And well, in this opportunity, I would like to explain you about my final test of qualitative research method in language education. And the title is Phenomenology. In this point, I would like to explain you about the definition of phenomenology and the types of phenomenology, and also the procedure for conducting the phenomenological research. Well, to shorten the time, I would like to explain you about the definition itself. Well, a phenomenological study is described about the meaning for several individuals of their life experiences of a concept or a phenomenon. It means in the phenomenology is study about experience and how they are formed. And according to Sokolowski 2000, he says that a phenomenology is the study of human experiences and the way things that present themselves and also through such experience. And according to Smith 2008, he says that a phenomenology is the study of structures of consciousness as experienced from the first person point of view. And he also says that the phenomenology is focused on consciousness and thought of phenomenology as a kind of descriptive enterprise. Okay, and the basic purpose of phenomenology is to reduce individual experiences with a phenomenon for describing the universal's essence or understanding the nature of it. It means, in the simple way, the basic purpose of phenomenology is understanding the meaning of something based on their life experiences or based on their everyday experience and their understanding. For the example of phenomenology here is a teenage and also a college students or mahasiswa phenomenon in this era that has always want to appear their style, such as simulate or copying the fashionable style of clothing, bag, shoes, and etc. That was trend in this era. Okay, and for the next, go on to the types of phenomenology. And here there are two types of phenomenology, and there are hermeneutical phenomenology and also transcendental phenomenology. For the hermeneutical phenomenology, it focuses on understanding the meaning of experience and engaging with the data interpretively with less of descriptive phenomenology. Okay, for the transcendental phenomenology, it is according to Mostekes 1994. He says that transcendental phenomenology or psychological phenomenology, it focuses less on the interpretations of the researchers and more on the descriptions of the experiences of participants. In transcendental phenomenology, there are two main descriptions, and it is textural descriptions and also structural description. For the textural descriptions, it means what participants experienced, and for the structural descriptions, it means how they experienced it in terms of the conditions or situations and also or a context. Okay, for the next, go on to the procedure for conducting phenomenological research. And for the first is research problem. It means the researcher here determines if the research problem is best examined using a phenomenological approach. In simple way, the researcher here uh, to determines the research problem. And for the second is recognizing and specifying the philosophical phenomenology. It means that the researchers here to recognize and specify the broad philosophical assumptions of phenomenology. For the example, like write about the combinations of objective reality and individual experience. Okay, and for the next is data collections. It means the data are collected from the individuals who have experienced the phenomenon, and and in phenomenological study, the data collections here consist of interview and also multiple interview with participants. Okay, and for the next is ask the participants about their experience. It means the researcher here should make the participants feel comfortable to describe and also feel comfortable in tell how they experience the phenomenon, and also the researcher here can ask the participants about two broad questions such as what did you experience related to the phenomenon, and also uh, what what a situations usually influence what a situations usually influence your experience in the phenomenon. Okay, and for the next is phenomenological data analysis. It means after recollecting the data, the researcher here began to analyze the data and also to develop the data to be an understanding of how the participants uh, experience the phenomenon. And for the next, it is interpret the data. Okay, it means in this step, the researchers used to write a descriptions of what the participants experience the phenomenon, and they also use to write a descriptions of the context or settings that influence how participants experience the phenomenon. And well, for the last one, it is present the findings. It means present findings of research here is telling about what the researchers get during the research, and also it may be uh, containing the impact uh, containing the impact what is it containing the impact that we have learned from our process. Okay, maybe that's all what I can explain about phenomenology, and I ask your pardon if there are any mistake. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.